You're listening to the Sports Scramble Podcast, where four friends serve up a weekly plate of sports with a side of SEC bias. Now, here are your hosts, Chet, Jacob, Wade, and Tyler.
Let's go!
Welcome in, everybody, to this week's episode of the Sports Scramble Podcast, brought to you by Baylab Sports. We got the whole crew tonight, all four of us. Wade's back, Jacob's back, Tyler, you're always here. Had a wedding this weekend, not your wedding, sister's wedding. How was that?
Oh, it was amazing. I had a lot of fun. Still recovered from it.
Which one did you dance hardest
at? What do you say?
Which wedding did you dance hardest at? Your sister's, Chet's, or mine?
Probably Chet's, because Chet's lasts freaking 12,000 hours. But no, it was definitely a lot of fun. Definitely a memorable time that my family and Jonathan's family will remember.
That's awesome. And for those watching, ignore the laser beams coming out of the eye. Allergy season, so I had to wear the glasses tonight, and you can see my lamps and my lights bouncing off. So don't get blinded by the brightness.
You look like you're at the NFL draft, about to get picked by the Ravens or something.
There you go. Yeah, I got the nice square glasses with the ring light. Yeah. But Tyler, we're glad to have you back. You still have a voice. So I was kind of surprised when you joined that you might have a voice. I know you're a big dancing, singing. You were probably having the time of your life. We might lose Jacob and Wade at some point with the weather that I had yesterday and they're now getting. Wade, do you want to step outside with your camera and give us a weather update? Like Jim Cantori style?
Right on cue. I don't think you were going to hear it there in the background, but it did just do another rumble. Yeah,
so hailing, thunderstorms. It's going through all of America, it feels like. I'm supposed to play golf Thursday. I don't know if that's going to happen, unfortunately. But we'll see. There is big golf tournament coming up with the PGA Championship, second major of the year. But before we get to that, since we have our resident hockey guy back, Jacob, you got to tell us how the hockey playoffs are going right now.
Well, for me personally, not great lately. It's been a tough week this last week, but things are shaping up to be pretty.
You muted yourself. There you go.
Got a connection that came loose or something. We're down to the final 8 teams. So, you've got Panthers, Bruins, Canucks, Oilers, Rangers, Hurricanes, and Dallas is playing against Colorado, the Avalanche.
So before you go on, though, plug your mic back in because I think your mic may have come unplugged there.
And on that note, I'm going to plug mine in too. We're just slacking today.
Wow, neither one of you have your mics plugged in? Come on, guys. Make sure you change your audio source.
We're worried about not getting struck by lightning.
I know, right? It gets... All right, let's test that again.
Computer.
There you go.
Okay.
There we go. There's the nice crispy voice.
Now we're pretty.
As I was
Everybody's
saying,
good.
Your 8 teams that are in there, Hurricanes, Rangers, Stars, Dallas Stars, Colorado Avalanche, Boston Bruins, Florida Panthers, and the Oilers and Canucks Battle of Canada up there. So things are shaping up Eastern and Western Conference. It's kind of a superstar-filled final 8 teams as far as the Oilers go with Connor McDavid and the big storyline there up against JT Miller and the Vancouver Canucks. That's a back-and-forth series. I think that's a series that could potentially go pretty deep. Right now, it's 2-1 for Vancouver. I think that's going to change, though. I feel like the Oilers are going to pour it back on. They really have a really good team put together. Bruins Panthers, the other team in the Eastern Conference. The Bruins struggling, losing the last 3 games of the series after winning the first one on the road. So 3 in a row. Injuries have been tough too. Of course, the captain, Brad Marchand, being out last game. He traveled with the team, so he should be ready for tomorrow. But a couple of controversial things that happened in last night's game. Charlie Coyle gets tossed into Jeremy Swayman, and Sam Bennett puts in an empty net goal right behind him. That was a call that I had a lot of people, fan or not, really disagreed with. And Toronto even explained themselves. The review center explained themselves and basically said that there wasn't much that they could do, and it was up to the officials on the ice, and it stand as called. So
that's wild that in a playoff game, which I didn't watch it, but y'all were describing it to me before the show. Guy gets pushed into the goalie, basically freeing up the goal and allows the puck to go in. How do you not overturn that from the main headquarters? It's kind of like LSU in Alabama. The runner wasn't in the baseline type of deal, and they didn't even look at it for more than 10 seconds. There's got to be outrage about that, right? I mean, it's playoffs.
Yeah, it's the playoffs, and of course, people in Boston are pretty rowdy, and they were voicing their displeasure all over social media and in the stands. I mean, second game in a row in Boston, they've had stuff thrown on the ice in the middle of the game just because of people being pretty aggravated at the officiating and throughout the series. But I will say Boston hasn't played up to their full potential as they have all season long. Shots are super low. They're just not. The shot count is really low. They're just not giving themselves the best opportunity on offense, which turns into playing in their defensive end for too long. And that's kind of where Florida's made their money, is being able to stay in Boston's offensive zone. And Jeremy Swayman's a fantastic goalie. I think goalie of the year. And really, they've made him work way too hard in the last two series. And this is probably the end of the road for the Bruins. I don't see them winning a game back in Florida tomorrow night. So it would probably be a 4-1 there.
Weren't they favorited to win it at the beginning?
Well, Florida was. I mean, so the two teams were the top two teams in the Eastern Conference, in the Atlantic Division in the Eastern Conference. And they were separated by 1 point at the end of the season. So it was really a coin flip there. But Florida looks like the better playoff team right now. More physical team. As far as the Eastern Conference goes, the other teams, Hurricanes and Rangers. Rangers have a commanding lead in that series, 3-1. They're up 1-0 right now in the second, looking to close it out in MSG. I think that's probably going to happen. The Rangers are too good of a hockey team this year to not win that series. So I think that they will probably face off against the Panthers in that next series in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then, of course, Stars and Avalanche has probably been the series to watch there. It's been back and forth, a couple of comebacks within those few games, the first three games of the series. So, I mean, they've gone back and forth pretty well. Dallas coming back from being down big and winning a game, and Colorado doing the same. So that could go either way. Colorado is favored, obviously, in the series, but I think I would like to see Dallas put up a fight and make it into the Western Conference Finals. It's been a long time, so I think it would be nice to see them sneak in there. And ultimately, I think Vancouver's probably going to win that series against the Oilers. And it really begs the question that I'll probably talk a little bit in the offseason in the little time I have to talk about hockey, but I'll probably talk a little bit about the future of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, of what's going to happen with the Oilers going forward. I just don't know what their future looks like for that team. They're not producing in the playoffs and just haven't made a deep run. And they've invested a lot of money into that team. So it just seems kind of the same thing with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Just too many good guys just not producing.
So what are the chances we see Connor McDavid down here at Baton Rouge Zydeco? Maybe revive, rejuvenate
Never.
that.
He could win 1 on 5.
Yeah, he could win 1 on 5. Yes.
He could score a goal with his freaking hands behind his back.
Hey, let me tell you this. The Zydeco set the record for attendance,
Worst
and that was
team
with
in the
a
country.
very bad team. So if we can get some players out there, I think we're going to be setting records. We're going to be needing a new arena or something, right? Right, City Council?
Well,
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
gonna be in the
Baton Rouge-
works. Well, probably by 2050, the way that's.
Baton Rouge has been showing out for the hockey games. They just can't get an actual team to show up and play. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I've been following the NHL playoffs. Haven't watched a ton of it just because I just rely on Jacob for my hockey knowledge. That was great. Who's going to win it all, Jacob? 2 teams to make it to Stanley Cup.
Two teams that make it to the Stanley Cup. I'm going to go Rangers and Stars. I think Dallas squeaks it out. Ottinger's probably the hottest goalie in the league right now, besides Jeremy Swayman, but they make it through. I think Dallas and the Rangers would be and New York Rangers would be a fantastic series. Ultimately, I think the Rangers probably could win that series. You just really never know once you get to the Stanley Cup Finals. It's whoever's on a hot streak. And right now, the team that looks best all around every line is the Rangers. I just think that they're probably the best team. As much as it pains me to say a New York team wins, it looks like they're the front runner.
So how about this, Jacob? Dallas makes it to the Stanley Cup Finals. Meet me in Dallas. We'll play the tribute, and then we'll get tickets. We'll go on like Game Time or something and get last-second tickets in the nosebleeds to go to a playoff hockey game, Stanley Cup Finals game. Sound like a plan?
That would be amazing if we could ever get tickets to a Stanley Cup Finals game. Like that would be insane. I'd have to sell my left arm and right leg in order to afford that ticket.
What we'll do is we'll wait until the game has started, and then we'll try to buy tickets to go.
Oh, right.
That's the way to do it. Yeah, they'll drop to like
the reverse scalping.
Yes, yeah. I mean, who cares if we miss the first quarter? We'll stand outside and watch it on our phones. It's like we're there.
The quarter.
Perfect.
Or the period. You know what I mean. First period, not first
I'll
quarter.
sell you tickets to the fourth quarter, Chet.
The third quarter. There's only 3 quarters. Period. Yeah, that's what I meant. I was looking at the basketball the playoffs and that quarter in my head.
Yeah, real nice seats in the 5th quarter.
Yeah. If Dallas makes it, we should try to make this happen, Jacob. I think
that would be mighty impressive. That would be fun.
We would. I think we would have to load it up day of, like right as the game starting, and that would be the only way you would get cheap tickets, because
I would have to buy a flight day of to get out there.
Well, you just commit to going to Dallas either way, and then you just hope you score in the park.
We'll just go play golf if they don't make the playoffs. How's that sound?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll just do the whole trip again. Wade, call your in-laws, let them know we're coming, and see if they got a spare bedroom. Over to the hard courts, off the ice onto the hardwood. I guess hard court, that's not right. Got a game going on right now. Yeah, I don't know. It's late on a Monday night. My brain's fried. I had a lot of meetings today. Celtics Cavs. Celtics are up by 5. Jason Tatum had himself a big first quarter. There are quarters in basketball. And I believe the Celtics lead that series, right? Yeah, they lead it 2-1. LeBron's in Cleveland, got a standing ovation. Let's talk about that, though, because Bronny has decided to stay in the NBA draft. Lakers are the current favorite to draft him. But with LeBron being at the Cleveland game, does that maybe you see him sign with Cleveland, the Cavaliers draft Bronny? Is there some meetings going on while he's there to watch him play?
I think Cleveland's just got to move on. I mean, they're in the playoffs this year. I think they finally have found a star besides LeBron in their history. I mean, obviously, no one will ever exceed LeBron, but I think they're in a new era. I think if the two are going to pair up, it will be with the Lakers, or it will be with a team that is just trying to make a splash that, used to be relevant, hasn't made the playoffs in a bit. I don't know who that would be, but I think it's going one of the two ways. I don't see a contender messing with that sideshow,
Agreed. I don't see. I don't even see them teaming up. Period. The end. As far as that goes, I just don't think that a lot of teams are going to be serious about the shenanigans of them playing together. I mean, it's a lot of money at the end of the day, and I just think that it's kind of a waste of time. Honestly, in my thinking, like Bronny's not even going to be
He's
starting
6'1"
player
and averaged 3 points a game.
Right.
And
I mean,
probably wouldn't even be a first round pick.
That's my
Hawks
yeah.
one overall, baby.
I would be shocked if he's a even 4th round pick at this point.
Well,
like,
they only have 2 rounds.
That's what I know.
All right, our credibility is out the window here at this point.
But what I'm saying is, I think he's probably good enough to play on a G League team right now, and that's probably it.
I mean, someone's going to take him just for his name alone,
right? Which is sad. I mean, I think at the end of the day, though, because I think it's only going to hurt him more personally than anything else. I mean, the problem is that guys are going to compete hard against you because they know who you are and they feel that you have an advantage because of your father and what he's done for the game. I mean, don't get me wrong, LeBron James is a fantastic basketball player. He's probably going to get his jersey retired in multiple different teams and multiple arenas, but I don't see them teaming up together at all, and I just don't see a team risking that with how competitive the NBA is now.
Hey, New Orleans, you listening? Sign LeBron James for a year.
Detroit, stand up.
No,
nothing to do.
San Antonio has 2 first-round picks. They have pick 4 and pick 8, so they got a lot of.
I mean, there's no way he goes that early. It would be like the
he's
very
not
end
going
of the second round.
He's not going.
He's going to be undrafted probably.
Yes,
yeah, he's
probably undrafted to the Lakers, and the whole NBA has been sent an email that, hey, you don't draft this guy and let LA pick him up on waivers.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably what's going to happen. LeBron will sign for 1 more year. They'll play a couple of games together. And I'm going to preface this by saying I have no basketball skill in my body. Now, I'm not saying I could guard Bronny. I'm not saying I could shoot with him. When I say I'm bad at basketball, I'm bad. Like, I'm just putting that out there. Because you see a lot of these like sports shows and announcers talk about how, oh, he only averaged 2 points a game, blah, blah, blah. He does this wrong. He does that wrong. Like, dude, you could do it yourself. So I'm just prefacing that with what I'm about to say. He honestly could use another year or 2 in college. I mean, he had some heart issues right before the season started, so he was kind of sidelined with that. Didn't feel like he ever really got going during the college season. Averaged like 3 points a game. Didn't play a whole lot. He probably could use another year or 2 to cook in the college levels, and then potentially get drafted by a team. I think the timetable that is put on by his dad potentially retiring and saying, oh, we're going to play together. We're going to be the first father-son duo to play together in the NBA, yada, 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 is going to hurt him in the long end. And I kind of hate to see it because he has potential. He just hasn't shown it yet. And I think if he were to stay in college, he might unlock that potential, be coached correctly, play with players his own age. He's going to be, matched up against guys who are 5-6 years older than him that are way better than he is, and he's just going to be overshadowed by the fact that he's LeBron James' son, and he's probably, like I said, he's 6'1", even though all the rosters say 6'4". He measured today at the combine at 6'1". That's pretty short for a shooting guard or a point guard in the NBA. So we'll see. I think it'll be cool to see them play together, but I honestly think it hurts his future more than it helps it. So that's the, I guess, non-athletic, more life outlook on Bronny James there that I've got to share. But talking about the playoffs, like I said, the Celtics are currently leading the Cavs. They're up 2-1 in that series, looking to make it 3-1. Mavericks lead the Thunder 2-1. Jacob, Dallas makes it to the Stanley Cup. The Mavs make it to the NBA playoffs. How about we go to work?
What's going to be more expensive?
Definitely the hockey game. Yes, hands down, there is no other sport. I swear that NHL hockey is more expensive than NFL football.
Really?
Call me crazy, but it is more expensive. It is insane.
I don't want to go to this hockey game anymore, then.
It's wild, but okay, it's a once in a lifetime experience, though. Yeah. That's the cool thing about it. There's not many things that I would lay down a lot of money for a sporting event to go to, but there's some things that I have to splurge on.
I'm gonna lay the freaking bag.
The Masters. The Masters. I'm going to, if somebody gives me opportunity and says, "Here's this much money to do it," and the same thing goes for the Stanley Cup Finals. I don't care who's playing in it. That would be amazing to go to. The World Series would be fun. I don't know if it has the same pizzazz. Kind of a little too much show business now. I don't know. It's less about it's less about the game and more about the stuff off the field. And that's what kind of pisses me off, about sports now is like versus like when we were growing up and were kids, like kind of in the, like, it reminds me of like watching the Celtics when I was like 9 years old, making a run like 07, 08, 09 against the Lakers, where it was like, it was the game and it was about the game. So it's like, now it's like everything off the court. So-and-so did this and so-and-so did that off the court. Like, I really don't care. All I care is about what happens in the
Jacob,
lines on the court or the field. It's just like,
just what's the action?
God.
He doesn't care about the media. He doesn't care about the commercials. Jacob turns the
Jacob thinks Rasheed Rice is an outstanding individual because he's good at football.
Jacob does not care that
Nazuna should
Rice
win the MVP, right?
Yeah.
But he's
carrying my freaking team.
Yeah, I just hate that everybody focuses what's going on off the field, the court, the ice, the this, the that. Like, I feel that I go to games, and when I physically go to one, I enjoy it 100%, 100 times more than I will ever enjoy it sitting at home watching whatever's going on, listening to Kevin Harlan or who knows talk about whatever going on off the court. Like, I don't care that Kim Kardashian's sitting courtside. Do I really care? As I don't care what's going on outside of it. Sorry for my small rant, but that's how I feel about sports these days.
We've been missing.
I think the question was, do you think the Mavericks will make the NBA Finals?
I think
no,
so.
They will not make it.
Yes, they can. They can make. They can make the finals.
They won't make it. Nope. Minnesota's too good, and if Minnesota's not there, it's Denver.
Well, Minnesota, they had their chance, and then Denver came in there and won 2, so that series is tied. So I think that if Dallas wins this series, they have a great shot against whoever comes out of the East, which will probably be the Celtics more than likely.
I think the Celtics are probably the best team in the league right now, outside of maybe OKC. I think OKC is really good, even though they're losing the series. I mean, that's a tough battle there between those two teams. I mean, they're high-scoring offensive teams. Neither team plays a lick of defense, so that's the state of the NBA today, and I kind of hate it. Like, I miss going to games, and it was like teams barely got to 100. Like, now it's like, my gosh.
You watch OKC, though, like most of their games in the first round, like the Pels had trouble to even scratch 90, and that's what happened to Dallas in the first game. And then they just turned it on because Luka's going crazy and Kyrie's going crazy too.
Yeah, but I mean, they've overloaded with like point producers, and it's like the defensive guys are not sought after anymore. Like, defensive player of the year used to be a huge thing when Blake Griffin was winning it, and like there was things where like that was the thing, and now it's like, who's the MVP, who's going to reach a scoring title? And then in the bottom corner, we're tracking how many points LeBron James is away from breaking the all-time score. Like,
oh my gosh,
why?
That was the same thing about like Aaron Judge tracking their home run whenever the freaking like College World Series is going on. Like, I don't give a damn. Like, I'm watching the sport that I like. It's the same thing that you're talking about. Like, I miss the old days of Sports Center when they, the little ticker that they had on the left side of the screen, they were actually showing sports highlights. And not spending the whole entire freaking hour just talking to each other like, this guy sucks. Oh, I can play with this guy. Oh, NBA players should play with NFL players. Like, enough of this BS anymore.
Blake Griffin was seen at the beach hanging out with blah blah blah. Like, I really don't care what he ordered
in the NBA right now.
Like, so why are we talking about him?
But there's things I don't care about like that. Like when the NFL draft's going on too, that's what pisses me off too. If I want to watch something else on ESPN and I have a quarter of my screen or more taken up by freaking NFL mock draft that I could care less about because it's not going to matter, because at the end of the day, the Falcons are still going to draft Michael Penix Jr. and he's going to rot on the bench for God knows how long, or until Kirk Cousins decides he's going to hang it up or, wear another cardigan out. I don't know what, like, it's just... It ticks me off that I can't physically watch the sports. Like, that's why I love ESPN Plus so much. Props to ESPN Plus, because I watch all of my sports on there because I don't get any of the crap anymore.
So,
don't get none of the ads, none of the crap.
Finals? That was the
We
original
answered that
question.
question. Tyler
Do we
thinks
think the
yes.
Mavs are
I
gonna
think
make the
no.
I'm having some internet difficulties here, but I cut in and out, and I come back to Jacob on one of his famous just rants, just going in on sportscasters, and Tyler just shitting on Sports Center and how he
Like,
hates.
don't y'all miss the old days too when they actually showed like sports highlights and didn't freaking spin a whole entire like Stephen A. Smith freaking yelling at us? Like, who gives a shit who you say? Like, just show me the sports highlights. They're called Sports Center. Like, if I want that, go to political shit. I don't want none of this.
I used to tune in the last 5 minutes of the hour because I knew it would be the top 10 or the not top 10, and that's what I would watch. And I would flip to something else.
I don't even
because that
watch
was the only
Sports Center
highlight
anymore. It's a freaking joke.
Well, it's
Yeah,
not just
so if you
Sports
need
Center.
your
Like
sport
it's
subscribe.
it's not just
That's what we're here
Sports
for.
Center. It's
It's
like
ESPN in general.
everything else. And like I hate First Take. I think it's a joke. Like this just in was terrible. What else is in the morning? Friggin'
I want Sports
Get
Nation
Up's
back.
pretty good.
Yeah, Sports
Yeah,
Nation.
Sports Nation was the best.
It was good growing
Yeah.
up.
And pardon the interruption. Those guys are still kicking. That's a good one. Old
That
school.
Yeah.
that show is so garbage
can't even
now.
watch
It's not
that
even
'cause they
funny.
just told me
It's
to sleep.
so
Around the
garbage.
horn.
It's so
I like
freaking
Around the
boring.
Dude hasn't
Like,
been
the only thing that's exciting is whenever they do the little rundown, and then you go and
Yeah.
they just keep talking about it, even though the rundown's over.
Dude's been sitting in his house. I don't even
And
remember the
new
guy's
Oasis
name.
Canadian
He's
flag.
been he's been sitting in his house for God knows how long. I don't even know if he's seen the light of day in 5 years. Michael Wilbon's sitting in the same friggin' studio he's been sitting in. I don't know if the guy's even ate breakfast, lunch, or dinner for the last 5 years because he's always sitting in that frapping chair and there's nobody else sitting across from him. He's talking to a screen, and it is like, oh my God. And that's why I can't stand friggin' Around the Horn too, because they're all standing up there and they're all looking at it going, oh well, I think blah 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 blah, and it's like I really don't care.
I
It's
like the
just
structure of it, but it definitely could be a better show.
if they actually talked about the physical sports and it was like versus competing about whose knowledge was greater, I don't know. It's not. Are you smarter than a fifth grader? I mean, it's just like it's like,
That's like
are
that,
we
especially the
serious?
point system.
Hey,
Like,
that's
hey,
coming
you
back
get
this
you
summer.
get +1 for getting a like. Hey, Tom
Right.
Brady's the best quarterback. +1 for you.
Really?
Like, if you have this
I don't know
job,
how
you
we
should already
got
know what
here.
the hell you're talking about.
But we're here.
I don't know how we got here, but we're here. I love it. I guess this is
Well,
what
Jacob's
happens
getting me
when,
going now. So.
when I've got spotty internet tonight. See, my weather's fine. Y'all are the ones that are in the middle of a
Yeah,
tornado.
I'm getting pounded with hail over here, and you're like,
Yeah.
got
Yep.
some sunshine over
I'm
there.
in
Sorry, what's
sunshine
that, Tyler?
today.
Your internet cut out. I just heard I'm getting pounded.
Okay, so Celtics, Cavs, Mavs, Thunder, Knicks and Pacers are tied into a piece. I would like to see New York win this series, if I'm being honest.
I would, but they're slowly falling apart.
Can we
Yeah.
stop rooting for all the New York? No more New York stuff.
No, I think the
Shut it,
Panthers and the
Boston boy.
Stars will make it in the NHL.
we're done.
Timberwolves Nuggets. Timberwolves took a big 2-0 lead, and Denver has won the past 2 games in Minnesota. I really want to see Minnesota pull this one off, just because I think Anthony Edwards, LeBron, or Michael Jordan Jr. is insane.
He does. look like
Yes, that's his dad. Then nobody can tell me otherwise.
Yeah, I agree with
He
you.
is Jimmy Butler and Anthony Edwards' father. Their moms are lying to him. I think everybody knows. I saw Edwards had a quote said, "I appreciate the what's the word, the comparisons,
Sentiment?
but I can shoot a 3-pointer. He can't." I was like, "Whoa, don't be calling out the GOAT like that."
Damn.
I like the edge. What do you think? The Nuggets were the favorite to win it. Jokic won the MVP. I don't agree with that. I think it's like, but I guess if you look at the regular season, maybe he had a better season than Edwards.
I mean, the man almost averaged a triple-double in the regular season.
I know. I guess I'm just thinking. I guess it goes into if you count the playoffs for some of these MVP awards.
No,
it was
It's a
recently.
regular, I mean, playing 82 games has to mean something, just like playing 162 games in the MLB.
I agree. I fell into the trap. I fell into the Jaden Daniels didn't deserve the Heisman trap when we fought people left and right.
Yep. Oh, I was
So
fighting on this freaking podcast every week for Jaden Daniels.
exactly. So who do you think pulls it out, Wade? Timberwolves or Nuggets?
I still like the experience factor. I'll go with Denver. And I
All
also
right,
think
Jacob.
that we can start considering Jokic to be better than Kevin Durant at this point in his career.
Oh, I
Well, everywhere
100%
Kevin
agree
Durant
with that.
goes, he's like that team automatically just sucks.
Talk about
But
it.
I think
Warriors.
you'll remember this generation. I mean, LeBron's kind of in the previous generation, but I think
Yeah.
that Durant started the next generation per se. Maybe Steph Curry, but I think that it'll
I
be
would think they're
between
in the
Curry and
same.
Jokic.
They're the same generation. Yeah. KD's
Yeah,
best years were in OKC. Hands
Yeah,
down.
exactly.
A couple
Well,
years
I
ago,
mean,
State too, but
Maybe Golden State, but
But second to
he was-
LeBron, you're probably going to remember Curry.
he had
And
supporting
then-
cast. I mean, that was whenever Klay Thompson
Yeah.
could actually shoot a ball, and then Steph Curry was, starting to be Steph Curry.
that is
Yeah.
true. Jacob, Nuggets, Timberwolves.
I'm going with the Denver Nuggets. I think here's the thing. They lost the first 2 games at home. They went back and I said, okay, if Minnesota wins one of the games at home, it's over. But nope, they didn't do that. They had decided to lose both of the games at home. And now they're going back to Denver, where Denver's going to win again, and they're going to win 3 in a row. And then they'll probably go back and win the 4th one in Minnesota. And it's just another sad season for the Minnesota Timberwolves again. I don't.
Improvement.
Okay, yeah, improvement. But last time they were in the playoffs against the Grizzlies, they couldn't get the job done, and now it's the never-ending story of them just falling apart in the playoffs. And my thing is that if you're going to get that far, you got to be able to finish if you're a good team. And as far as MVP talks go, I don't think Jokic is going to win the MVP. If you're
Already
talking
did.
regular season,
already won it.
SGA,
Already
Shea
did.
Gilgeous-Alexander is going to
Jokic-
win the MVP.
He won it like 3 days
Guess
ago.
somebody hasn't been tuning into my shorts.
Oh, he did. Yeah, because they
Yeah.
called it before.
Damn,
'Cause
our
they called it
credibility
before.
is out of the world.
That's
we don't
stupid.
even know what
Quarters
period
in
it
hockey.
is.
I don't even get to watch much basketball anymore. I really don't. I watch the late games, and that's
I think
like
it's dumb
that's
that
why
they
I watch
called
that
it
series.
before, like in the middle
That's
of the
stupid.
second round of the playoffs. That's kind of weird.
Yeah,
They
it's a
should've
regular
done it
season
before they
award, but
started.
because the playoffs can take a century to end.
yeah.
They should have called it before the playoffs. Y'all mentioned Rudy Gobert and Defensive Player of the Year award. I think he's won it every year since he touched on the microphones and shut the world down with COVID.
I think that's just a lifetime award that they have to
Yeah.
give it to him just for that.
No,
Yeah.
he hasn't won it every year. Jaren Jackson Jr. won it for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Of course, the Memphis guy.
When is Herb Jones
Tyler.
going to win it? He deserves his flowers.
Who?
Herb Jones.
I'm sorry. Nobody who is
Pelicans play
smaller
one-on-one.
than 7 feet tall is going to ever win that award ever again.
Tyler, Denver or Minnesota?
Yeah, I was feeling really good about Minnesota's chances, but Denver is finally waking up off the mat. And this series going back to Denver with all the momentum, this is probably going to end pretty quickly here for Minnesota. So give me the defending chance with the Nuggets moving on to play the Mavs.
Hot
Screw
take.
the 3 of y'all. Give me Minnesota.
Hot
Okay.
take. Minnesota will not win a series and they will not win an NBA championship until they bring back the the Kevin Garnett jerseys where
tree.
they had the trees
Yeah.
on the freaking
That's
collars.
sick.
Like, they will not win anything until that happens.
I like those. They need to bring them back.
They put that pitiful mistake of a freaking wolf that was literally the worst thing. It looked like a webkin, for Pete's sake. It was so
You know what
pitiful.
we need to do?
That's
We need to just-
awful.
on like Tuesday nights, just put
Just
Jacob on a
rant.
live stream
Let me
by himself.
freaking rant.
Well, that's
And
what
just
Coast
let
to
him-
Coast is for.
Just let him go to town and he just have like a list of topics that he's just gonna, and we're not even gonna be.
We need to just
Just-
like revamp fantasy football corner to just Jacob's corner where you just
I
like.
just
spends,
need
like,
to be
30
on
minutes
there
on
with
rant.
just a ticker going down the side of all
Yeah.
of the things that
SportsCenter.
I'm going to just cover and just
Like
go at it.
TikTok
What's the show?
Tuesdays, baby.
what's
Pardon
yeah.
the
Well, we
interruption.
can't go live on TikTok because we don't have 1,000
Yeah.
followers on there
Oh,
yet. So
ticked
follow the
off.
TikTok.
TikTok.
Ticked off on TikTok Tuesdays. With Jacob.
Tantrum Tuesdays.
All right, we got to get to
Yeah.
1,000 followers.
Oh, hey, Jacob, you could just host a space on Twitter or X, I guess, ticked off on
That
Twitter
would be a
doesn't work.
good idea.
You can just host this space on the Sports Scramble account and be like, look, we're just ranting right now, and you can just talk and just be pissed.
Or you can
and
tell
people
this
can
guy
join.
to just put a comment to F off
Well, what do we got here? Hello, sorry.
on Twitch.
We're gonna look at this. Hello, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion of your channel, viewers, followers, chatbots, etc. Chatbots.
Jacob,
There's
give
the
him
keyword.
a piece of your mind.
Yeah. See you later.
What
dude.
is that name?
Colored CU6? Cool. Appreciate the
Jacob,
the
you need
comment
to
on
look
Twitch.
up Richard Condon Uncensored here in Baton Rouge. He just goes on these absurd rants that are probably like borderline shouldn't be broadcasted. I think you have potential to challenge him.
You think so?
We
I
need
need
it,
his
Jacob.
contact because I want to reach out and I just want to just go at it with him. Just
I follow him on
think when
Twitter. Just tweet something like, I think Jay Johnson is doing a great job and I love paying players for football. And I think you'll get his attention.
Yeah, I love paying defensive tackles. Speaking of football, let's get to EA Sports 25. It's been a weekly update here on the show. New cover came out. Tyler nailed it on the head. Quinn Ewers, Edwards from
What can I
Michigan,
say?
because I don't know his first name, and Travis Hunter are the main. Donovan are the three main athletes on the cover. It's all of them. You know, it's a lot of people. You saw Jalen Milroe in there. If you zoom out, you see Major Burns, it looks like, for LSU, the corner of his helmet and number in there. But those are the three forefront guys. Cover looks sick. Deluxe edition, probably going to run you about $100. What you can get is the Heisman edition, and rumor on the street is Reggie Bush will deliver it to you because it's going to cost $150. Are you paying for the Heisman edition?
No. I mean, it really depends on what you get on it. Like, if I get like a freaking national championship trophy replica, sure. But I think I'm just gonna rock with the standard. Maybe the deluxe. We'll see. I just need to see what comes with it. But right now, I'm rocking with the standard.
If it's
Yeah,
the
I'm
stupid
just
trading
saying.
card shit and that's all you get for
Like Madden Ultimate
$150,
Team?
I know. Like, if you just get some freaking coins for your ultimate team,
I don't want to
like,
do that crap. I work all day. I want to come home and play with the real rosters. I don't want to build some cruddy team with some pack. Okay, now I'm turning into Jacob.
Wade wants to come home and he wants to play with his college boys, okay?
He just
Is
wants
that
to play
too much
with-
to
Give me
ask?
cornerback 21 instead of having to build my own team like shit.
We just wanted to take over the Raging Cajuns. That's all.
Yes, that's all I want to
I
do.
am going to do a road to glory, and they're going to have to pay me $1 million to go to Arkansas State, and I'm going to win the Heisman for them. And my NIL money is just going to go through the roof. That's all. Maybe the Heisman edition gets you starting NIL money or something. Needless to say, I'm not paying $150 for the football game.
I think the big kicker is
I
you
already
get
have to
it
pay
early.
70. Maybe.
I think you get it a little early.
You
I
probably
feel
will
like,
get
what,
early
72
access with the
hours
deluxe
early?
in the Heisman edition for sure.
Would you say that?
They'll put it on Game Pass, and then I'll just be able to.
They
get
will
Oh,
it
if
not
it's
on
on
put it
Game
Game
on
Pass,
Game
it's
Pass.
over, baby.
It'll be no. I think it will be on Game Pass because it's an EA
There's
made
no way.
game, and EA and Game Pass are partnered. Anything like the show. What's the show made by? Is it the show made by
Sony.
EA?
Sony.
Sony.
Oh, then that's on. Never mind. That's
They
fine.
have an agreement though for some
Like Madden
odd
25 is on Game Pass now, but that's because they're about to come out with 26.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
There's
there
no
is
way.
EA Play. You could just pay $10 a month for EA Play and get the game that way.
Nah, I'm
Um,
gonna get the game regardless. But you know, if it was on there, I would trade cards all day.
Full reveal of the game comes out Thursday though, so we should know much more. How much?
Hopefully, whenever the freaking game's coming out, actually.
I thought it was July. I thought that was a done deal. They just said
Yeah,
Well, it
June
is
or
July.
July.
We just need an exact date.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, you know,
Well,
the 19th.
we of course it'll come out Thursday, or at least the full reveal will come out Thursday. We'll be doing our breakdown next week because I feel like we've been doing a weekly thing. But as soon as it comes out though, Twitch, we're streaming on Twitch again. We're gonna start live streaming. Content's gonna come out of that. Jacob, you can just get on EA Sports and just rant and play football.
Exactly.
he's gonna
That's
rant whenever
there's-
freaking Kirk makes his comment about the wide
You
receiver.
know, he was
trying
asking to play wide receiver in practice this week when the corner drops the ball. Wade doesn't know
That's a
because he didn't
classic.
play. Did you know that saying? Well, you didn't
Yes,
play in
this is the only game I played as a kid. I bought
Okay.
an Xbox 360 and then it crapped out on me after like 3 weeks.
We went into this. Yeah.
Me and the Josso bros played all the time at their house.
There you go. Favorite segment, dog of the week. Here we go. Who got that dog in them? Fan favorite, Matty Ice. I know you're watching.
All right, I'm going to go back to college baseball for this one. I'm going to go to the Sun Belt, Fun Belt for this one. Going to go with Chase Mora, the outfielder for Texas State. He hit the game-winning go-ahead 2-run bomb to win the series against the Troy Trojans. And Troy has been one of those hot teams in the Sun Belt, but Texas State, I know we had an early dog of the season for the Bubba Blown guy in Minute Maid Park for that walk-off home run. But I got to give it to Chase Moore out of Texas State. So Mr. Bobcat himself gets the dog of the week.
I like it. Wade, who you got for dog of the week?
I'm also going to go to mid-major baseball, and I'm going to go with Tulane. They swept number 6 ECU on the weekend. Also a walk-off victory in game 1. It was a walk-off hit by pitch. So they had quite the weekend down there in uptown New Orleans. So yeah, Tulane, are they going to make another late season run? They're at like 20-something wins.
They're way better this year.
Yeah, because if you win the tournament, your conference tournament, it's an automatic bid. So all LSU has to do is win the SEC tournament.
Yeah, that's not happening.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
I don't know if I believe in them after that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later in the show. Speaking of sweep, did Ole Miss pull off the sweep against A&M? I know
they 2 out of 3.
Okay. Futch, dog for us. What you got?
Dog of the week. Paul Skeens actually made it through start. It was only 4 innings, but it's a start. I think this is probably 7 Ks, 3 earned runs. I think this is the start of the Pirates finally not being the last team in the NL. So I honestly think
to win the World Series, so you better hope.
I did.
You better hope they freaking turn it on.
I hope that they turn it on because chaos. I want chaos to happen in the MLB. It needs to happen because it's too chalk. Like everything's too chalk anymore. So I definitely think that they are going to be better off. Now they just need a bullpen because their bullpen sucks. Let's be real. They came in after. He sucks. That guy does not deserve to be on. He does not deserve to be on any MLB bullpen or an MLB roster, for that matter. Like after the stuff that he went through with the Yankees. Like I'm surprised that he got another job after that.
I wanted to talk about the Paul Skeens start, so this is perfect time to talk about it. 4 innings, 7 Ks. ERA like a 6.75, but for people that actually know baseball, shorter innings.
I claim them off waivers.
There you go, Tyler.
Wow, these 2 knuckleheads, so I guess weren't paying attention. So I was like, screw it, might as well.
2-stack TT.
So they, how about this proposal? Pirates make it to the playoffs. If he's pitching in a game, the crew flies to Pittsburgh.
My sister is moving to
Pittsburgh. The Penguins are
that would be lit.
We got a place to stay.
Sign me up. If the Penguins are playing too that same night, let's freaking do it.
They're not playing because baseball and hockey don't go together.
Playoffs, baby.
We might as well just end the show because we have been so wrong about so many.
Dude, I can't wait to go to Pittsburgh and watch Antonio Brown play with Ben Roethlisberger this fall.
We have a better chance now than watching the Steelers play while the Pirates are playing.
Here's why the Pirates are going to be good. They got Jared Jones, who kind of takes some of the pressure off of Paul Skeens.
You mean
not LSU Jared Jones?
What are you talking about?
Okay, fine. I'll change. Never mind. No, they will be season 2.
15 of the top 20 fastest pitches for starting pitchers this season. The guy is also a rookie, and he's pumping 100 plus miles per hour fastballs. So they got a good 1-2 of the future. And it's really looking like Skeens was the right pick over Dylan Cruz at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, no hate on Dylan Cruz, but Skeens, I mean, you saw how fast he worked his way up, and he's a guy that can quite literally take over a game because he's gonna every time he pitches, pitcher. I would argue pitching or a pitcher is the most impactful person on a baseball game. I mean, he touches the ball every pitch. Obviously, he throws it. So I think Jacob, where your head's at. I think the Pirates.
Well, he gets to face the Cubs again.
See, look, the Pirates already have their own Cruz. They have O'Neal Cruz, and that guy is a certified dinger every single game. That guy is on fire. So, like, they have all of the pieces. They really do, except for the bullpen. That's my one thing. They have decent starting pitching that could get them deep into a season, but they gotta have a bullpen. They don't have a bullpen.
A reverse dog of the week, real quick. Pete Alonso, and just the entire Mets team for basically almost being no hit by the Braves because I had a parlay with Paul Skeens over on the strikeouts, which hit. Pete Alonso to get one hit. I figured Pete Alonso, he's gonna get a hit, right? I mean, come on. No hits. I threw Shohei with
the whole team didn't get a hit until the very final pitch of the game.
I know. Like, are you kidding me? I mean, talk about bad luck. I picked one person to get a hit from the Mets, and the team gets shut out for 9 innings.
Should have known when they wore their shitty gray uniforms at home against the Braves, who are wearing all gray.
Reverse dog of the week to the entire Mets team. Matty Ice.
And then made him a freaking walk off the next night.
Yeah, freaking AJ Minter. Thank you for that.
The new Chiefs rugby player, Zamet, with the sick, nasty juke at practice. Have y'all seen this? I haven't seen this.
Nope.
Yeah, so they signed a guy from the international NFL prospect pool who's like completely jacked. He's like 6'2", 230. So he might give Pacheco
get some players from New Zealand and call today.
Run for his money there.
Damn it. Putting this one on Twitter.
I bet you that if I put a team of rugby players together, that I could beat the worst NFL football team.
So I don't know what Matty Ice. Here we go. Here he is.
D-line and O-line. There you go.
They're all the same build. Like, that's the thing. Like, every rugby guy is the same build.
Just run the football. I don't even throw it.
That's all you gotta do.
I mean, it works at like running back.
And they toss it, do some laterals.
Okay, like they might not be as fat as the
the dude cuts all the way across the field.
But they might not know how to track the ball and stuff if you put them in safety.
You know what's even funnier? Guess how he throws the football? The little underhand rugby toss.
Oh, yeah.
Coaches.
Coach Neal would be proud.
Yeah. All right, my dog of the week, and this will take us into our next segment. You see the PGA Championship hat that I'm wearing. Obviously, the PGA Championship is happening this weekend in Valhalla. I got to give it to Alistair Doherty, who a Korn Ferry Tour player. He's Barstool sponsored, or I guess primarily Foreplay Golf, Barstool Golf sponsored athlete on the Korn Ferry Tour. Only one, rocks all their gear, yada yada. Barstool, of course, does a lot of work with Myrtle Beach, Play Golf Myrtle Beach. They got him a sponsors invite. Pretty cool, right? It's the first time I think he's played in a PGA Tour event in the past 5 years. He's been grinding on the Korn Ferry Tour. Makes the most of it, finishes tied second place, gets into the Canadian Open, so parlays that into another PGA Tour event. So, dog of the week, Alistair Doherty. Won me a little bit of cash too.
Yeah, just happy you made him $20.
I'm glad you can win on the betting world.
Well, I just think it's pretty cool. You have 5 years. He's been waiting. He's been grinding his butt off on the Korn Ferry Tour. He's been close, but no cigar, right? Hasn't gotten a PGA Tour event. Gets a sponsor's invite, makes the most of it, finishes with second place, made himself a cool $375,000. So that'll help the bank account looking pretty nice, and got himself into is it paired? Jacob, do you know if the Canadian Open is paired with the PGA Championship this week, or is it's the following?
No.
week?
I
didn't think they did them alternate on
the Canadian Open's I it's not a signature event, but it's a major tournament. It's like a it's a big tournament, not a major.
If you win this, I think you get into the British Open, right? You get invited to the British Open, or you qualify.
Well, I mean, if you win the PGA Championship, I think you're invited to the rest of
the Canadian Open is what I'm talking about.
Oh yes, I believe so.
Yeah, if you win a PGA Championship, I think you get exemptions for the next 5 years. If you win any major, you get exemptions for the next 5 years.
Yeah, for all majors, I believe.
I believe so, all majors. Yeah, because Tigers ran out, and because of course his 2019 Masters win, it has expired. So Tiger Woods got a sponsor's invite to the PGA Championship. I think that was the easiest, quickest sponsor's invite they sent out.
But here's the thing, like this particular tournament, I don't think is going to be as exciting. Valhalla's a decent course. It's kind of nice. It's cool. It's different. It's got its own little gimmick. It's long. But I think the most exciting major of the year is Bethpage Black. Hands down. Yeah. US Open is going to be the absolute best of the best that we may ever see for a course.
That's not this year, though, because they play the US Open this year is at Pinehurst.
I believe.
Yo, you're getting the Ryder Cup is at Bethpage.
Is it the Ryder?
Yes. So next year the Ryder Cup is at Bethpage Black. That's going to be insane with just chatter back and forth. Once again, credibility out the window.
There's too many.
We need July to happen. We need July to come because that's when we're taking our little breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for a vacation.
The Pinehurst is hosting the US Open. But let's talk PGA Championship, right? Rory McIlroy coming off his fourth Wells Fargo Championship last week. Final round 65 came out of nowhere to take down Xander, who had like a 4-shot lead going into Sunday.
Would have been better if he didn't bogey 18.
Yeah.
Idiot.
So yeah,
put it in the water.
But he wins. So Rory, Brooks, and Scotty Scheffler have all won in their most recent PGA start, not start. I'm Canadian now, I guess. So that leads something. Brooks is defending his PGA Championship title. Jacob says no player from LIV is going to win it. I think he said the same thing last year. Brooks won it. And I also called Brooks winning it last year too. So we'll talk about our favorites and our dark horses. But Scotty Scheffler has had the baby. Had it 5 days ago. Bennett Scheffler. Congratulations. Everybody give a little clap to the Schefflers.
There's your next number one golfer.
Yeah, give him 20 years. He will be the future number one golfer in the world. But for that reason, I'll be honest, I think Scotty's going to win, but I'm not picking him. That's the rule. We can't pick somebody that's crazy favored. I think Rory's also pretty highly favored.
He's not that far behind. He's at 600.
Yeah, so Scotty's 400, Rory's 600. The next one I think is Xander at 11 maybe, or 1,000, something like that. Jacob, but you're shaking your head.
Brooks is at 1,000. Xander's at 1,200.
I had Brooks at 1,400 earlier today.
Yeah.
You're shaking your head. You don't think Rory's going to get it done for last time he won a major?
The
Valhalla.
Biggest sack of shit I've ever seen in my life is the fact that Rory McIlroy is going to be plus 600 in the second best odds after he hasn't won in 10 years. He has not won a major
but he's
in
won
10
back
years.
He's always been like the top of their favorites.
I don't
every
care.
major.
I don't care. The guy,
Jacob, he's hot.
Okay, he played with his
I think it's the drama.
buddy.
Look, I think it's the drama of the
the
whole Patrick Cantlay situation. He's like, well, I don't like Rory. He's not welcome on the board. And Cantlay says, or Roy says, screw you. I'm going to win anyway. I'm going to make Jimmy Dunn step down, which was just announced. The guy that did the whole LIV deal, he stepped down. I'm going to take his seat, and I'm going to kick you off the board, Patrick, after I win the PGA Championship. That's my thoughts.
I don't see Rory winning this major. There's things that he needs to accomplish outside of this particular tournament, and that is he needs to finish his career Grand Slam that he started so long ago and 10 years ago. And
10 years ago.
That's the crazy thing is like for him to be plus 600 is wild. There's no way. Like
for a golfer to be over plus 1,000 is insane. You got to think about it. Like last year, I think Brooks was like plus 2,000 to win. Golf is just so random, right? To say that Scotty Scheffler, every 4 times he tees it up, he's going to win. He's plus 400. I guess that's like one. That's what. Did I do that math right?
Plus 300.
He's plus 300 now. Every 3 times he tees it up, he's going to win the golf tournament. That's insane.
But that's why I say it's not right. I just don't think Rory in the handful of times that he's going to tee it up that he's going to win it. I just don't see that being the case right now, at least. I mean, that's my thing. There's other guys that I would put up there before him. I mean, a lot of guys I'd put up there before Rory to win, something. I mean, okay, Rory went on a hot streak there for a while and he played well, but he's always played well at the Wells Fargo. He's won the Wells Fargo more than any tournament in his career. So there's.
You think he's a member at Wells Fargo Bank? You think he banks with them?
I doubt it.
Or RBC? Does he bank with RBC or Wells Fargo?
Neither.
Which one? Is he a Regions guy? He's over here at Regions Bank.
Maybe Capital One.
His money's all back in Northern Ireland. Yeah.
It's a gold bars in its basement. Let's give picks before Jacob goes on a rant about how much Rory McIlroy sucks. Tyler, start with you.
All right, you know me, for my winners, I'd never go with these heavy favorites. I always try to find the diamond in the rough pick. This guy is at plus 3,500, and he definitely has the talent to put it together, and that is none other than Wyndham Clark. He's definitely had a consistent season. He is coming off of a top 42 finish off of Wells Fargo, so obviously not what he was looking for. So always a bounce back weekend, so I think that it happens. I think it happens big time for him, and Wyndham Clark is going to be this weekend's PGA Championship winner.
He's plus 2,500.
You know what
odds are you looking at, big dog?
What are you at, DraftKings? Because it wasn't showing up for me.
CBS kind of carries.
Okay.
Golf stuff.
We're looking at DraftKings with the better odds.
Oh my God!
You should know that we lose.
Come on, DraftKings is the way to look at it. I like it, Tyler. Wyndham Clark has been the Robin to Batty's, or the Scotty's Batman, not Batty's Batman. To Scotty's Batman. So it's been very close. I'm trying to pull the PGA Championship odds. Why is it's weird? It's not loading. Who's your dark horse, Tyler? And what do we want to do? We want to establish dark horse is higher than what you said, 3,500 for your winner.
Yeah, that works. I mean,
we'll do 3,500 and up.
Or below.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go insane on this one.
Okay.
I know in the Masters I went 15,000 on this one. I'm not gonna go that far. I'll go 10,000. I'm gonna go with Akshay Bhatia. He is having a sensational season. He won the Valero Texas Open in a playoff over Denny McCarthy. And this, like this article says, he has no weaknesses to his game, and I agree. So look for Bhatia to come up on the leaderboard, and if he wins, you're welcome.
I like it. He's been playing good lately too. Wade, let's go to your favorite to win in your dark horse.
Okay, I've never heard of Towers dark horse in my life, so I think it's a pretty dark horse.
Wow. He's a lefty. He's got the broomstick player. He's like 22 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Just won.
He's young.
Can't even rent a car. He has to rent a U-Haul truck to drive to events.
There you go.
Well, he can pack his trophy in the U-Haul on his way home.
Yeah. There you go.
I'll take a slight outside long shot winner here, inside your threshold of 3,500, but I'll go with Morikawa at 2,500 to 1. This guy shows up for the big time
winner.
Yep, it says right here he has, over the last 15 major championship starts, he has more finishes inside the top 8 than outside 7. So it looks pretty consistent. And yes, I had to get my facts straight because we can't have any more misinformation on the show today.
Yeah, so, we already goofed up already.
Colin Morikawa, Mr. Consistent. I like it. Right. Long shot. Let's see. Oh, what the hell? Song JM sitting there.
No way.
6,500 to 1. That's a bargain.
Yeah, I love it. Wade, that's your guy.
It's going to hit at some point.
It is.
And it's going to be the time you don't pick them is when it's going to hit. Watch.
I haven't bet on him this year, so I'll throw $1 on Sung Jae, and it will buy me $65 worth of things.
Dude, I'll throw a freaking $1 on Batia. I'll ride with him.
$65 worth of beer. The Colin pick is dicey, right? Because Colin's kind of been choking lately. But he definitely has the skills to get it done. You saw, starting in the final group of the Masters, and Sunday didn't go great. So we'll see if the PGA Championship, which is it, Jacob, is he a former PGA Champion winner or U.S. Open winner? I thought
Who is
Colin Morikawa.
PGA Championship.
Are his two majors?
He won. He won out west. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Futch, your pick to win.
My pick to win is going to be none other than Will Zalatoris. He is plus 4,000. I think this is his first opportunity of the season to go out and show that he is back. And I think this is his chance to show up and win it. So literally back. Yeah. No pun intended there. But
he always plays well at the PGA Championship.
He always plays well. And him and JT always play really well, and they're right there with each other both at plus 4,000. So I
can thank what's his face? Mito Pereira for that one.
Yeah. So that's plus 4,000 for me, which is pretty high odds there for a winner. As far as my dark horse goes, I'm gonna go a little further down the list, and I'm gonna go to none other than Min-Woo Lee at plus 7,500. So I'm going to go with him to potentially win it. Great ball striker. I think if he wins, it'd be a big break for him on the PGA Tour to win a major. I think this is a year that either a new guy wins, it's never won it before, or we have a guy kind of make a legacy win. Jordan Spieth is the big storyline too every year for the PGA Championship, because if he does win, he completes the career Grand Slam. He'd be the second youngest in golf history to complete the career Grand Slam, or third. I can't remember. It's been a couple of years, so time flies. But he would be pretty close.
Yeah. Speaking of Jordan Spieth, if Scotty wins, he would be the first golfer to win back-to-back majors. Like Masters to PGA Championship since Spieth did it in 2015. But it wasn't, obviously it wasn't Masters PGA. It was, I think it was the two Opens, right? Or maybe one Open, the Masters.
Scotty's never won the British.
No. I'm talking about Spieth. I'm talking about Jordan Spieth.
Oh, he's won multiple U.S. Opens.
Yeah, what it was like back-to-back majors, right?
Oh, back-to-back majors. Okay, yeah.
So my pick to win is none other than Mr. Brooks Koepka, coming off a win in Singapore for LIV. He's playing hot. Won it last year. You might call it a chalk pick, but I mean, I think people forgot about him. Nobody's really talking about Jon Rahm. He hasn't been playing great on LIV Tour. He's up there. I think he's in the top 5 worth of odds. So that's somebody. But we'll just
age.
Man,
he's old. Like, what are you talking about?
He's not even 30. I'm going Brooks at plus 1,400. I feel like you got to sprinkle a little bit of cash because Brooks shows up for majors and he wins PGA Championships. That's just what he does. This will be his 3rd PGA Championship victory, right? Maybe 4th.
If he wins, you're acting like he's gonna win it.
Yes, if he wins, right? Speculation. Dark horse is none other than Pablo Escobar. Jason Day, with the outfit that he had on Sunday, looking like a drug cartel, member of the drug cartel. I think it'll be interesting to see what Malbon outfits him in for the PGA Championship. He's plus 5,500. Played good last week at the Wells Fargo. I think he had a top 10 finish, so let's see if he can move this along to the PGA. Other golfer that I want to ask about, Michael Block, the Block Party, everyone's favorite guy last year, PGA Pro, finished 15th, got into this year. Watched a video on him earlier while I was cooking dinner that TaylorMade put out. He played around out at Valhalla with the president of Valhalla Golf Course, and he shot the course record, 63. So a little bit of hype building. I wanted to ask, where do you think the Block Party finishes? Does he make the cut? Does Michael Block make the cut this year?
I mean, if he set the course record, I think he's got to.
I mean, it's
golf's such a day-to-day thing.
Yeah. I mean, I could go out to the course here and shoot even par on the front 9, and then I shoot 10 over the next day. But I'm also not a professional golfer.
But you're not a professional.
Yeah, but I think he makes the cut. I agree with Wade. Tyler, Jacob, what do y'all think?
I think so. I can see him making the cut.
As
long as he's wearing that Raising Cane's emblem right there on that sleeve.
He's sponsored by Cane's.
He's gonna make the cut.
I like it. Tyler, what you think? You on
the block party ends here. It was a one-hit wonder. I think that he misses the cut.
Such a Debbie Downer. I should have gone.
I know. He's usually Mr. Optimism, but I
should have gone
done with him.
No.
All right.
Sorry. Hey, it always happens. Like you get your first opportunity, your first taste on the tour, you do good, and then you fall back down to reality the year after. It's gonna happen.
What are the odds? There's got to be one out there. What are the odds he makes another hole-in-one for the second year in a row at the PGA Championship? Like, what's the chance?
It's got to be insane. I don't know if you could bet on a player to make a hole-in-one. There may not be anything yet. Let's see. Can I just search block?
I think they're
added on there for the Masters.
End of round 1, top 20 finish is plus 1,000.
Nah, I swear I saw it. Let me see.
They had it on there for the Masters.
Player X to make Michael Block to make a hole-in-one plus 20,000.
Plus 20,000. Oh my gosh, could you imagine?
I kind of want to put it like $1 on it. I mean, what's the risk, right? Like if he doesn't, that's
wild.
$1,000. Oh,
X edition.
That is unbelievable.
I mean, but it would happen to him, right? Like like it's got. He might not make the cut. He might not finish top 20. But he would definitely be the guy to hit another hole-in-one. It just would like continue on his full field.
So, like golf is like no other sport, and it's why I love it so much because it's like it's weird. Like the golf ball and just like golf destiny in general is already predetermined. And no, people don't go blast me saying, "Oh, you're saying it's scripted? It's all scripted." Okay, golf is not scripted.
There's no way
I promise you, golf is not scripted. Somebody doesn't dome somebody in the head with a golf ball and it's scripted. It's like it's way
too many variables.
Too much goes on.
Too mental of a game,
right? So golf is so like destiny driven that it's crazy to think that like guys have a chance to do that. Like Tiger doing all that stuff was destiny stuff. It's just things that are
driving off the cliff. Destiny.
That's exactly like hitting that tree and wrapping that car around that tree is destiny. Like there's a lot of crazy things that happen in golf, and I think it's
you chipping out from the bunker to ruin my wax stardom.
Yeah. All right, so make sure you stay tuned this weekend, PGA Championship. Let's wrap it up before we get to NASCAR Neil with our hidden gems of the week. Tyler, what do you got for us?
All right, I'll lead it off. Might as well go to baseball for this one. So the Padres and the Dodgers had themselves a little series this past weekend, and on Friday's game, the Dodgers announcer Joe Davis told us a little story about how Tyler Glasnow met his girlfriend. So this just hang on for this one.
I saw this.
So at the ballpark, what?
Go ahead.
I'm going ahead. All right. So as Davis explained, at the ballpark when he was pitching for the Rays at this time, he said he noticed her off in the distance and said she looks cute. So he had the team photographer zoom in on her.
Girlfriend.
Oh my God, I can't freaking talk on this damn show. Shut up.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Golly, I'm about to freaking just wait until July when I hang freaking 60 on you. All right, keep on. So he gets a ball and writes his phone number on it, throws it up to her and said, "Text me." She comes to the next game, throws him a ball back with her number and says, "No, you text me." And so he did, and the rest is history.
So I think it's funny.
If you were freaking
and she didn't text, she didn't text him.
Nope.
She instead wrote on another baseball and said, "No, you text me." Okay, but I like the story. It's a nice little. Aren't they? They're married now, right?
You don't like the story.
I like the story, Tyler. It's a real meet cute moment.
You're talking about
married
me
now,
being
right?
a
Or they're
hippie
still
dad.
dating? Are they married? Can you confirm that?
No, I think they're still dating. He hasn't put a
Okay.
ring on her.
Well, that's
What do you
pretty
think
cool.
I know? I'm not freaking stalking the man.
I don't know. Maybe. But
It was just
what's your hidden gem?
I don't know. I don't even know if I have a hidden
All
gem of the
right.
week.
Well,
I have
skip
two
them.
for you.
Wade, what do you got?
fill me in there.
All right, Jacob, you get since you like to rant, you get my mini hidden gem rant, which was going to be my hidden gem 2. Ronald Acuna has been on base 4 times in the last 2 days. 3 of the last 4 he's been picked off at first base because he can't get his jersey dirty. That results in needing to get benched.
Was he not sliding?
He slid 2 times, but today he got picked off standing up.
Okay.
Tagged him right on the ass.
That's just lack of effort there. Bench Ronald
Fastest guy in the
Acuna.
league.
So that's
Next.
one hidden gem. I didn't know how to work it into the show, but needed to be said. Other hidden gem. We already put this in the group chat, so y'all have seen it. But also going to the Dodgers. The Dodgers announcers, man, they're just out there. So Yoshi Yamamata was taking the mound. He's had a pretty good year, minus his initial start. And the Marlins have not had a good year. They got beat 18-1 by the Athletics earlier this week, and they traded away Luis Arraez to the Padres, and they were coming to LA, which is always hard to win. And the Dodgers announcer said, you know what? This game is already on no-hitter alert. Before the first pitch was even thrown, well, Jazz Chisholm takes the very first pitch 5 seconds after this man says that and sends it 410 feet to dead center.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's
that
my
was
second
awesome.
base.
Now, they did lose the game, and they scored like 1 run, but it was a good moment.
That was awesome. I will say, I watched that. And I was like, what is he talking about? No hitter alert. The game hasn't started. And the first pitch, he nukes to dead center. Just that's baseball karma right there.
Better.
Yeah, that was great. Mine's also in baseball. We're just all about the baseball hidden gems this weekend. The Seattle Mariners have a new mid-inning activity. Heaven is a place on earth, comes over the loudspeakers. Everybody sings, everybody dances. And then they rain down hot dogs with parachutes to the fans in attendance. It's glizzies from heaven rain down, and you get free hot dogs. This is the coolest thing ever. I want to go to a Mariners game now. This is awesome. Like, why has nobody ever thought of this? Just hot dogs raining down from the heavens and with parachutes. It's so cool. Jacob can't even keep it together. Wait, Jacob, you need a second. Look at him.
And NASCAR Neil.
Yeah, so let's get to NASCAR Neil because Jacob can't even. We should go to America. We've listed a lot of games. We got to go to a Stars game, a Mavericks game, a Pirates game, and now a Mariners game.
We went to a Mariners game, but it was
to go around the freaking country for that.
Yeah, clear your schedules, boy. Quit your jobs. We're taking a road trip.
Let me tell you what. If you put $2,000 on Michael Block to make a hole in one, and he does, okay.
Boom, we're going. All right, NASCAR Neil.
That's $40,000, baby.
Pretty good for a road trip with the boys. I'm not gonna lie. To go to 4 games, we might spend it all in a playoff hockey team.
Yeah, that would make a good video, though. We would go viral in like 4 games, and
if all right, I'm gonna put like $2 or $1 on Michael Block to hit hole in one. If he does, I don't want to say it because I feel like if I say it, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
20,000 to 1.
Yeah, 20,000 to 1. I might jump in the lake in the middle of the golf course, just spread eagle, just belly flop right in.
On video.
If he pulls it off. Yeah, I'll definitely video it. I'm not gonna do it for fun. Like no video. Are you kidding me? All right, let's bring this train to the station here. NASCAR Neil. Brad Keselowski finally snaps his 3-year, 110 race winless streak.
Attaboy, Brad.
Yeah, Brad K. That's Choose guy, isn't it?
Yeah, Matt and Neil both are big Brad fans.
Brad K fans. There we go. First one is a driver after joining RFK Racing. Also, first win for Ford across all 3 series. So Ford finally getting in the mix.
Oh, that's the first. Ford actually getting a win.
Yeah, Rams where it's at, baby. The race itself.
Ram Racing. Well, let me tell you, they're so good.
I'm not talking about racing. I'm just talking in general. Ram trucks.
I'm just picturing all these like TRXs on the racetrack.
Track off racing, baby.
That's along the racetrack.
They got Hellcats down there just ripping it. Race itself was a classic Darlington fashion. The drivers were constantly running within inches of the wall and getting into each other. Multiple times, drivers would get near to each other and somehow save themselves, which is why the track is known as being too tough to tame. As the race was winding down, Boucher and Reddick, I think it's about Boucher, isn't it? It's not Boucher. I've classed that up for names.
Bobby Boucher on the track.
Yeah, Boucher. Yeah. I think it's just plain old Boucher. And Reddick were battling hard when Reddick attempted to cross over going into 4. But does not stick the landing, sliding up, forcing Boucher into the wall. This took them both out of the race and allowed Brad K to speed on by. Gibbs was trying to make up time on Keselowski, but ultimately was unsuccessful. Post-race, Mr. Boucher confronted Reddick on pit road about the incident, saying how they always raced each other clean. I mean, if you're going to go after somebody, don't run up and go, hey, man, we always race each other clean. Just knock the guy out. Just straight up sucker punch him. Going on to say that Reddick could afford to take a gamble since he already has a win and is locked into the playoffs. But Boucher is fighting the bubble as we reach the regular season midpoint. Neil weighs in on the decision here. He says it's a clean move for the win, but it was a bit early in the race. So I think he agrees with it. I can't really tell from this. In early silly season or off-season news, it was announced that McDowell will be leaving Front Row Motorsports for a multi-year deal at Spire. Spire, by the way, owns the Kentucky Derby horse betting. You can only bet on Spire. He's been at FRM for most of his career and really built them up. I'm now realizing this is probably not the same Spire that I was referring to with Kentucky horse racing, but it might be. They're both in racing categories. Lastly, it looks like NASCAR is hopping on the midseason tournament train starting next year with the 5 race TNT stint. So they'll have a midseason NASCAR race. We didn't even talk about college baseball. We're already almost an hour and a half in. As they say, we save it till the regular season recap next week. LSU's got a sweep to get to the postseason, most likely.
Unlikely.
I hope they don't, because I'm so tired of watching.
Jet, I when I watched them play A&M, I was really
how about that? I called it out. I said, look, LSU's
really
going to get a series win.
Dude, I was sitting at Woody's and I about choked on my food watching that. I was like, oh my God, there's no way they're going to win and Chet's going to call it. So, yeah, that was mighty impressive.
I'm calling a sweep against Ole Miss.
Not happening. Oh my God! If that happens and they make it, there's no way.
Thank you to everybody for listening, tuning in. I know this one was a little off the rails, but that's what happens when we finally have all 4 of us. We're just so excited to see each other. All of our sports knowledge about quarters and who won what and the MVP just goes out the window. But if you made it this far, we appreciate you watching. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. Shout out Colored CU6 on Twitch. Talk to him. Tell him that you're bothering us. Follow us on Twitter, where Jacob will be going live with some rants on Twitter.
Come back in July and you can promote us when we're actually putting stuff on Twitch.
Yeah, I like it. Jacob, we're going to get this Twitter Spaces thing started. We need a category. So let us know what you want to hear Jacob rant about. We'll pick something to start with. Maybe Why sports suck now. I think that's what title it that. And Jacob
Well,
can
Penn
just
State will finally win the Big Ten.
As long as it's not cricket, horse racing, or swimming, we're good.
okay. Appreciate everybody
Well,
watching.
the Olympics are in like 2 months, so
Yeah, we got.
Oh,
hey,
we
you
have to
got to
pick
get
our Olympic
your
teams.
you got to get your
Start-
research on your
Start
countries.
doing your research.
we'll be
Start doing your research.
drafting in 70 days.
There you go. Wade's got the countdown.
I do have
There we
Ah,
go.
there it is. Not
I
focusing,
won't
but
be
it's
on
fine.
next week. We'll be
There we
traveling
go.
for work. The three of y'all you've got to hold it down and get us to the finish line. So appreciate everybody watching. Hope you have a good week. Catch you next time.